Welcome to another episode of Bringing the Business. You got BC right here.
It's your boy Nick, like always, man.
What's going on, man?
Man, you know, same thing, man. Just, man, trying to navigate through this Chicago weather since we get back, bro.
Oh, it ain't gonna be hard to navigate now. It's gonna just get cold on you. You know what I'm saying? He said navigate. It's been warm.
Yeah, it's been warm.
Lately, you know what I'm saying? Look like we brought that weather back with us, you know, since we came back from Mississippi.
Yes, sir.
So now in Chicago, like, man, get that shit on up out of here. We finna get the real Chicago weather.
They say what they say. That hawk about to go ahead and fly on up in here.
Yes, sir. You can tell how that wind flowing now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how, I don't know how many of y'all are that familiar with us, but that's how Chicago is. You know, we get that hope, man.
Yeah.
We get that hope.
Yes, sir.
Man, so you know what? We've been on this HBCU and this Jackson State kick in particular. You know, we don't mean to short none of the other schools, but we just diving into this HBCU thing, so we just happen to start with Jackson State, but we coming around the board though. We coming around. We're gonna touch on, you know what I'm saying, all HBCUs and stuff like that. So like I say, right now we just, you know, getting into this Jackson State thing. We digging at what it is that Dion, man, I be having to check myself. Coach Prime. I'm gonna respect him as Coach Prime. So
right.
We liking what Coach Prime is doing now, and so we following that now, and we getting into that.
Hey man, and what we finding out is this shit's more serious than what we thought it was, bro.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And but I like it though. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of people that are subscribed to the page off of watching our last episode. Got a lot of comments, a lot of critiques, and like one woman say, and one guy who said, like, man, we got to find out what this HBCU life is really about. You know what I'm saying? We see y'all take it serious, so if we ain't on point, y'all calling us out on that shit. So look, we had to go back and, you know, do some research and do what we need to do, man, so we can make this shit, you know, more respectable for the HBCU alums and everybody out there who follow the game. So
just before we get into the actual football, I know we had mentioned on there that Southern was the cream of the crop for the bands,
right?
You know, so look, I did some research, y'all. I did some research, and I was told again. We new to it. We admit that.
Right.
I was told that Southern and Jackson State is like 1A and 1B. You know what I'm saying? They were saying that Southern is probably the better band, but Jackson State is right there, not even a 1 and a 2, 1A and 1B. So if that's wrong, man, you get on and look, and I'm gonna tell you, this came from a Southern alumni. So I'll give y'all his information, let y'all get on his bumper, man, because I know y'all take this thing serious. So, man, we was just fascinated with how dope the bands were and how organized and just how, you know, the bands, like I say, the whole atmosphere was a party, but the bands helped with that party atmosphere.
Yeah.
So, you know, educate us on this band thing, but I'm hearing that Southern is the cream of the crop. So let me know if that's true or not.
Yeah. And
what other schools outside of Southern and Jackson State would y'all throw in the mix as having dope bands?
Right. Yeah. Because like you said, I'm used to like the little trash high school bands and shit like that. So going from that to the HBCU bands, man, it's like night and day. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like let us know, man. I'm actually eager to get back to a game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know probably can't get one this year, but man, I'm eager to get back to a game though, man.
Hey, we might have to pull it with this Celebration Bowl.
I'm down, man.
It's in Atlanta.
I'm down. I got family in Atlanta, so I'm down.
We'll let y'all know if we're gonna hit that Celebration Bowl, which is the is the bowl game. Which we're gonna get into the bowl game.
Right.
But it's the bowl game between the MEAC and the SWAC, if I understand that correctly.
Right.
So last year,
top team for the MEAC and the SWAC.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. So if I'm understanding this right, So last year was South Carolina State beat Jackson State 31-10.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked at it. This bowl game has only been around since 2015.
Right.
So since 2015, North Carolina A&T, they're 4-0 in that game.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so we trying to see what this Celebration Bowl is about. And like I say, it's down in Atlanta. So last year Jackson State came into that bowl 11-1, and South Carolina State was 6-5, but South Carolina State won 31-10.
Yeah.
So we got some information. We coming back to this bowl game situation in a minute.
Right. So let's get to this game though, man. Let's get to that game with Texas Southern, man. So what you think about the game? Man?
It was a good game. It was a good game, period.
Right.
Because it was exciting, scoring and stuff like that. But it was a more competitive game early on. Well, no, early on, Jackson State jumped out into a lead.
Mm-hmm.
But Texas Southern
started
to come back.
Mm-hmm.
So they made the game interesting as well. So, the score was 41-14. But it seemed to be a better game than 41-14.
Yeah. It actually was, because like I said, the beginning of the game, it seemed like Jackson State was going to just take control of it, you know what I'm saying? But then I think they running back, Howard was his last name. He came on the scene, and he had a breakout run. He a real tough runner too, man. He real tough. So yeah, he had some good plays, you know what I'm saying? So
he actually scored, but he didn't. They really spread the ball around.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of the guys, nobody had a big game. It's like even Howard, who you speaking of, he had 14 carries for 30-something yards.
Yeah, he had that one big run.
Right.
Yeah, he had that one big run.
Yeah, so they were stuffing it other than that. And I think that was Owen. Somebody else had a real good run for them, but it was a good game.
It was a good game until it was that third quarter.
Yeah.
You know what? From the game that we saw when we went down there, and then this game here, it seemed like the teams they teams kind of try to hang on for a little bit, but there's that talent on that side of the ball for Jackson State. It's just too much for them.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like you weigh them down, and then at that point, it's like that's it.
Yeah, I agree.
So man, I do have a question for you. I remember asking you this, and you said if he continued these numbers, that you may consider him. So let's look at the numbers for Shedeur Sanders. He got a QB rating of 159.
Okay.
He still have a completion percentage of 72. He got 2,664 yards passing.
What about 27 touchdowns?
27 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. The last game he had 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. So he continued on the trend. What you think?
I mean, I think I made clear my only issue is the competition. That's my only issue, and I'm just being honest. I don't know how he would fare, against the Power 5 schools or some of those other schools. That's my only issue. I see what he's doing. I respect what he's doing. I'm rooting for him and everything like that, but I just don't know if that would translate, to some of these other schools.
So no other school?
No, I ain't gonna say no other schools because, I think he can play at Northern Illinois.
That's nothing though.
It is though.
Northern Illinois ain't no real power ranked school.
Right, but I don't think.
So you don't think he could do like a Penn State of Michigan? He can't do nothing like that. You don't think he can fare well or something like that? Because Northern Illinois, dude, that's kind of like we from Illinois, so we know Illinois football. So as far as the colleges, that's not really nothing.
So you think he can go and be a starting quarterback at the University of Illinois?
Absolutely. At U of I? Absolutely. Hell yeah. No doubt. No doubt.
And we seeing this type of production?
I mean, close to it.
I don't know, because think about it. If you
Go
playing the University of Illinois, if you playing for the University of Illinois, so you have to see the Ohio States,
right?
The Iowas, the Wisconsins, and all that.
I mean, so what we are not taking account for is how much protection he's getting, because this don't happen if he don't get protection. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is he's back there. He's able to see his first, second, and third progressions.
Okay.
He's not like just a takeoff quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like take off and run. He's actually sitting back there trying to find the open man. That doesn't. So I don't care where you go. He can go to Bama. He can go to Clemson. And if you don't got the right O-line protection, ain't none of this gonna happen anyway.
But you still have to be able to make every throw.
Yeah, I think he can make every throw.
You still have to be able to, make every read, every throw. Right. You still have to be able to do that.
I don't. It's from what I've seen, him being able to read isn't a problem, because I see that him being able to read, he goes to his first, second, and third progressions. He's not quick to just key in on one receiver and just say, I'm going to throw the ball to him. He doesn't do that.
So the question I asked again, just like I asked last time. Mm-hmm. So if you swap him and Bryce Young out.
But you going with the top quarterback
But you asking him to be in the Heisman race. That's usually what that is.
I'm asking, but not just with Bryce, though. It's other QBs in the Heisman race.
But what I'm saying is, if you're asking him to be in the Heisman race,
okay,
you have to mention people like Bryce Young. And let me see. I got my computer here. Let me see who else is in the Heisman race.
I think quarterback from Oklahoma or something. I can't think of the name right now.
But that's my only thing. Like, and I'm not trying to diss or nothing like that, because I would love to see him get it. I would love for that. But I'm just being honest of what I see and what I've seen over the years of watching football. I'm just not sure if he would fare the same if he was at one of the other schools.
So okay, which is fair, but he playing what he playing right now.
Correct.
So once again, like I always say, you should get penalized for what you play. He's playing there. He's playing college football, high level football. Mm-hmm. He's putting up numbers where he's at. Okay. If we going strictly by numbers, do he get in? That's all I'm asking. If we going strictly by numbers, do he get in?
Look at this. Strictly by numbers, yes.
Okay.
Look at this. The top 5 Heisman candidates, right?
Mm-hmm. C.J. Stroud, yeah, I know.
The boy Hooker from Tennessee had hung 385 yards and 5 touchdowns on Bama.
Okay. C.J.
Stroud. Thrown for over 350 yards 3 times this season. He's thrown for 4+ touchdowns in 4 games this season.
Okay.
Bryce Young, we always talk about Bryce Young. Quarterback from Dorian Thompson-Robinson from UCLA.
Yeah, he pretty good, yeah.
You see them, like,
pretty good.
Caleb Williams from USC.
Yeah, USC. That's what I was talking about. I said Oklahoma, but yeah, USC. Yeah.
You know, and look at him. He threw for 381 and 5 touchdowns against Utah.
Okay.
Like, it's
a difference.
Yes. And even and look at this. Even on the level that he's on, he's not throwing like this.
See, I haven't looked at all his games though. So this is just one game. So I don't know if he threw 305. Something like, I don't know. So if you look at all his games, then we could judge it. But if you're looking at one game where he threw, he only had 7 incompletions.
Correct, and that's to be applauded. That's to be applauded. So his high total, okay, he got a 333. He got a 332 with 3 touchdowns and a pick. He got a 272 with 5 touchdowns and 2 picks. Yeah, so that's the gist of it as far as the big games. Let me see. Let me make sure. I don't want to short him. He also got a 332 with 3 touchdowns and a pick. Yeah,
Okay.
so I think again, if we mention some of those other guys that we just mentioned in that Heisman race, I think they'll go bananas in the HBCU.
I mean, I'm not saying they won't. I agree with you. I actually agree with you on that.
I think they'll go bananas. And again, for people jump, I'm not dissing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just giving out my honest opinion on this game.
Right.
Now I'm gonna tell you somebody I like though. I like that Wilkerson kid, man.
I do. And it's funny that you said, because like what people don't know is we don't talk about what we gonna say before we come on here. Like we'll say we want to talk about Jackson State football, but we don't like say, all right, man, we gonna talk about this and we go back and forth. Nah, we just come to the table on what we gonna talk about. But it's funny because I was thinking the same thing when I was watching the game and watching the highlights of him. I'm like, man, this dude, he pretty good.
Yeah,
he played a good game when we went though.
Yeah, he did. He nice.
Yeah.
And man, it don't help. It don't help that hometown in Chicago, man.
Hey, that's what it's about though.
Yeah.
That's probably why he killed it.
Yeah. So right now, so I'm looking at his measurements. 5'9", 205.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently he transferred from Delaware State.
Right.
Had the opportunity to go to West Virginia, but decided on Jackson State.
I think it was a great decision.
I think so.
It was a great decision.
I think so. And I'm going to tell you why I think that. If you're at Delaware State, okay, so at Delaware State, he also had a good year. 848 with 8 touchdowns, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right now, he's 896 with 7 touchdowns. Right now.
And it's
The
got
season's not over.
2 more games left.
And he didn't play the first game. Didn't start the first game
Okay.
against, was that FAMU?
Yeah.
I think he played, but he didn't start that game. Okay, so I think if you he went for 848, 8 touchdowns at Delaware State, transferred to Jackson State. Even if you do that same thing, 848 and 8 touchdowns, but you got exposure with it.
Yeah, it's a good career move for him.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
Because now, even if you do something, because it's the same competition of football,
Right.
you know. But now you're getting more exposure because you coming in here with this Jackson State situation,
Right.
and now the camera's on you.
Yeah.
You know, and I think it's a win-win for both situations. It's a win-win for Jackson State as well as it's a win-win for him because Jackson State was last in rushing last year in the SWAC at 89.2 yards, and now I'm pretty sure they,
Yeah. And he had some hell of a run.
man, that boy can run.
Yeah.
Man, one of them he come up out the pack though.
Yeah.
Like, I just knew he was caught, man. He come up out
I
the
was
pack.
like, what
man.
the hell? Yeah, it was like he was up under there and then he just
Right.
pulled out and ran for the touchdown. I was like, damn, what the hell? But yeah, he had some real good runs.
Yeah.
Real good runs. So, but you know what? So we all get caught up on Travis Hunter, which I'm not saying we shouldn't because he's a talent. But my guy Shane Hooks,
Yeah.
he had a hell of a game, dude.
Yeah.
He had a hell of a game. Seven receptions, 76 yards, 2 TDs.
Number 5, right?
Number 5.
Yeah, he get busy.
Yeah, man.
He get busy. And you know, I'm hearing him talk on the sideline. You know, they got the cameras in they faces and stuff like that. Man, he talked that shit too.
Hey, when you play the game like that,
he talked that shit. But yeah, he get
yeah.
he get bit. He
You
get
see when he
busy.
jumped over that motherfucker?
Yeah.
I was like, shit. And then the second touchdown when he got 2 feet in
Right.
and caught that motherfucker.
Yeah, he get busy.
Yeah, man. So I mean,
Now,
go ahead.
you know how I talk about the competition and stuff.
Yeah.
Somebody like that can play on the next level. I'm saying
Yeah.
like in the NFL and everything, like, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
And I just saw a couple players on Texas Southern that just got the physiques and you know, and I'm like, and it looked like what they had, you know, looked like the speed and everything like that to be able to play You know, on the next level.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I mean, just looking at his measurables and stuff like that, and how he catch that ball. Yeah, and then like his run after the catch.
Yeah,
it ain't just him catching the ball. His run after the catch is pretty fucking remarkable. Yeah. So I like. He kind of jumped out at me when I was watching it, and I was like, damn, we sitting here. To be honest, I'm so paying attention to trying to see what Travis gonna do, and he jumped out at me. You know what I'm saying? Like he balling. You know what I'm saying?
And speaking of Travis Hunter, right? Now, I spoke about this at the game that we visited, about how he didn't jump off the page to me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? He didn't jump off the page to me. Now, I watched this Texas Southern game. He looks like a lockdown corner. Mm-hmm. After, you know, and it was brought to my attention that, you know, he hadn't played basically all year, so he's just getting his feet wet.
The last game against Texas Southern, which is only his third game.
Right. Mm-hmm. And I see that, you know, I didn't see anybody catch none on him.
Well, the game that we played, no, they
no,
didn't. I'm
saying even the Texas Southern.
No, nobody caught none on him.
And even one of the plays where I saw him beat, he recovered well and was able to get his arm in there to knock the ball. Mm-hmm. So it seems like he has great instincts and stuff like that. So, you know, when the game that I witnessed live, he didn't jump off the page. I have to say that I was impressed with this last game against Texas Southern.
Right, but see, like I was telling you though, on the last episode, it was kind of unfair because they didn't even throw the ball his way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like, what are we looking for? Because if they're not throwing the ball to him, you know, or throwing the ball his way, then how can we judge it?
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So, but then he also had a couple of offensive, like 2 offensive possessions that he did his thing. You know, it wasn't like he did a 50-yard touchdown, but you can see the athleticism. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, but as far as like the corner, him being in that corner, yeah, he quite impressive over there.
Yeah.
I mean, impressive to the point where, you know, you kind of don't even want to throw the ball over there.
Yeah, So, I mean, and that's what it seemed like happened.
Mm-hmm.
You know, doing that when they did. But no, Texas Southern actually was trying.
No, you're right.
Yeah, they were
Southern didn't try. Texas Southern did try.
Southern didn't try.
Yeah.
Texas Southern was trying.
Right. Yeah, they did try.
So, do you think? What do you think is in the future for Coach Prime? You think he's gonna leave there? Do you think he would leave there? Where would he go if he leave, or what?
I really don't think he's going anywhere. I think, you know, he has his son is only a sophomore. Then you got Travis, who just got there. Mm-hmm. He's steady trying to build the program. I just seen somewhere where he's trying to get Jackson to rebuild a stadium. You know what I'm saying? He got the new training facility over there. You know what I'm saying? I really don't see him going anywhere. I'm not saying ever, but like next year, no. I think he's going to be there for a few years. I think he's going to try to build that program up. And then maybe when his sons leave.
Do you think he might get out of there?
I think he'd get out of there once his sons leave. But right now, I don't see him going anywhere.
If that's the case and he would leave after a few years, I hope he's grooming somebody right now.
Exactly.
I hope he's grooming somebody because I don't want this to fall off.
Right.
I want to keep this. I don't want to call it hoopla because I think it's authentic, and I think it really has substance and everything. So I don't want to use the word hoopla, but I don't want this. What you guys understand what I'm saying? I don't want this to go away.
To fade.
Yeah. I don't want this to fade.
Yeah.
I know a lot of the other HBCUs would like to see the playing field get evened out again.
Yeah, absolutely, and I would like to see it, you know, get evened out. You know, just more better competition across the board. But I think, like you said, I don't want to see it fade away. I want it to continue to get stronger. Because I just see also, and it has nothing to do with football per se, but I just seen that North Carolina A&T has had the top not recruiting, but like people coming in to that school, like freshman class. Like over I think it was like 4,000 kids.
What school was that?
North Carolina A&T.
Now remember, that's who I told you was winning in that Celebration Bowl.
Yeah.
So they getting some kids, huh?
They getting kids. I mean, it's not football related. It's just people coming in to the school.
Okay.
Just period.
Okay.
So I think it was like over 4,000 freshmen that came in.
But Jackson State's enrollment is up.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I want everybody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I wanted people to see that and start to go to these HBCUs. You know what I'm saying? Instead of going to these PWIs. If you can go to a HBCU and they give, I see scholarship money's kind of getting better too. Man, go to these HBCUs. I think, you know what? Based off of us going there, I wish I would have went.
Me too.
I wish I would have went.
Me too.
I mean, I had the opportunity. I'm from the South. I'm from Alabama. I got family in Atlanta. I had the opportunity where I could have went, but I just chose to stay here.
Yeah. And I went to a predominantly white college, but I look back and wish I would have went to, even if I didn't go to somewhere in the SWAC, like in Ohio you got Wilberforce or Central State.
Yeah.
Schools like that. So, I wish I would have gone somewhere like that. Because you guys know we don't have a HBCU in Illinois.
No, we don't. We
don't have one in Illinois.
I mean, you could call Chicago State one.
Well, just because a lot of us go there. But I'll take it. It's not
though.
HBCU.
Right.
Now, I'm going to tell you this. One thing that this Jackson State situation has opened my eyes to, right? You know how you hear, when different racial things go on in sports, whether it's basketball, football, like we're in the middle of one right now with this, with the Kyrie Irving situation, whatever. And you hear a lot of blacks say, man, why don't we just branch out and start our own league, right? So initially when you hear that, it's like, man, come on, man, we can't do that. Like, there's not enough of us that has, the financial means, or we have the financial means, but we don't have the arenas, we don't have this, we don't have that, right? After watching the hoopla around Jackson State and seeing it around some of these other HBCUs and stuff, I kind of changed my mind.
Okay.
Because I see how entertaining those atmospheres are, right?
Yeah.
They're entertaining. Black folks, we like to party.
Right.
So it's a party when you go there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna watch a good game on the field. And if it's a situation where it's a black thing where blacks have started a certain league, just like those stands I feel with all blacks, I can see the professional football stands being filled with black. Now, it may not be the 40, 50, 60,000 that you're getting right now in some of these arenas.
Right.
Because first of all, we would have to build an arena or something like that, in each place, each state or whatever. But so you may not get that many people. But if you get a $30,000 seat arena, and you charge $100 a ticket, that's some money.
Yeah.
It ain't NFL money, but it's a start and it's some good money.
But the thing is, it's not really about trying to segregate it. But I mean, of course, because like even in the HBCUs, you see some white people, some white players and stuff like that, Hispanic players. You know what I'm saying now. So, and even in the stands, like when we was walking around, we see some white people, stuff like that. So it's not really about segregating it, but it's also saying that we can build our own. We can do our own. You know what I'm saying? People can come to ours instead of us going to them.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not really about saying just all black. You know what I'm saying? Because we didn't want to be segregated. We didn't want nobody to say we can't go here, and so it's not about that for me. It's just more so saying we have the power to build our own.
Correct. And that's one thing that this situation has kind of pulled my coattail to. That we do have the power to build our own. Just say if Jay-Z and Diddy and T.I. and Jeezy and Snoop and
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 50 Cent.
Mhm.
Now they'll put their money together
Yeah.
and say we finna go around the country building arenas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or just say they start a league, and for now we're gonna play in arenas that's here already. You may not get Soldier Field, but the All-State Arena or something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So maybe if those guys put their money together and stuff like that, we can get in them type of places and pack them out enough to pay these players, even if it's a minor league.
Yeah, but I think you started from building it up from the HBCUs. That's what I think. I think you started up building it back up from the HBCUs because you see how passionate they are. I think more of us need to get into that atmosphere to see it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to go there to see it. You know, it's one thing to see it on, you know, TV or, you know what I'm saying? But I guess what Coach Prime did for us is open our eyes to actually getting into that atmosphere for ourselves and seeing what it's about.
And now I'm dying to get back.
You got to get back. You know what I'm saying?
And not just to Jackson, but to try other, you know what I'm saying, other teams and other schools and just see what's to them.
Yeah.
You know, because it's dope, man. It's
Yeah.
a dope situation, dope environment, dope atmosphere, man. It feels good to support.
It
You know,
does.
and it's just exciting. Like, you know, ever since we come back from it, we haven't taken our eyes off of the, you know, on TV, and we continue to talk about it in our episodes.
Right. And
So-
just talk about it in general.
Right.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
right.
So, and I think that's why we came back with it because of all the love we got from the episode, all of the feedback we got from the episode, and it just kind of fueled us to, you know, talk about it even more, you know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things where, like, that atmosphere brought life into us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah. So make sure you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel. We got a lot of feedback. We appreciate the feedback.
Absolutely.
Come on with it.
negative, positive, all of it.
Yes, sir. Subscribe, like, share, all of that good stuff. Bringing the business on Facebook, bringing the business on Instagram, bringing the business on TikTok, Spotify. And just everywhere. Just come check us out.
Yeah, we here.
Come
We
check
here.
us out. And go check out you some HBCU, baby.
Yeah, yeah.
Go check out you some good. Hey, and then we're not gonna leave it with HBCU football. When basketball season come along, we're gonna get in tune with that.
Yeah. You know what? Just right quick, I did see that the Jackson State women basketball team just played UNC. Now they lost, but that's big though.
Yeah.
For them to play North Carolina.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Deion's daughter on that team, right?
Yeah.
Can she hoop?
She can hoop. I mean, it's just the fact that UNC is they number 12 in the nation.
Right.
So they beat them kind of handily though. But it's just cool to see them even get an opportunity to play a team like that. You know what I mean? So yeah, they I'm gonna keep an eye on them too though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, man, appreciate y'all tuning in. Keep checking us out, man, and we gonna keep coming with this heat.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. Bringing the business, baby. Peace out.